So I went in for a general heart catheterization and it went wrong. So we've been doing a lot of positive videos lately, a whole lot. But anyway, this morning I am going for a heart catheterization. And I've had it before, so this is not my first time having a heart catheterization. But this one is more to see if the disease, which I have pulmonary hypertension, right, which is in the blood vessels and in the lungs and the heart, all of that. If you want to look up and do some research, it's called PAH. PAH, they refer to it as. And so they have to go in here and find out if the numbers, it's about the numbers. If the numbers in the blood vessels are getting any higher, how is that pressure working in my heart? And it's just really a matter of, adding medicines. That would be the next course of action, seeing if I need a possible inhaler. I'm not quite yet at oxygen, needing oxygen every day. I was there already, I'm not anymore. So we'll see what happens. I'm on my way now. So I'm here now in the hospital, and I'm waiting in the cath lab. Like I said, I'm having a heart catheterization today. So I'm just waiting to be called. Then they'll get me all prepped. I'll come back and talk to you during my prep, because I think my procedure is at 12. It's like 10 now. Okay, so I am here. I'm just waiting for the procedure. I already had a Valium. It has not kicked in yet, but I'm here. Down to the hospital at the waiting to get a heart catheterization. Okay, so I'll call y'all back after it's over. Heart cath day. This is heart cath day. I'm having a heart catheterization, and that's what I'm doing. So I'm praying that everything will go well. I'm then concerned about the pressures in my heart and if they're getting any higher, but we shall see. There's just like so much that I go through that I have yet to talk about. It's a lot, y'all. Like procedure after procedure, doctor after doctor, specialist after specialist. A lot of this stuff is just maintenance for, let me take this off. A lot of these things are just maintenance for the things that I am dealing with, which is end-stage renal failure, lupus, and pulmonary hypertension. Just lung failure, heart failure, all those failures together. And there's a lot of things that happen in and outside of that need maintenance, that need tuning up, that need following up, and a lot of my life is constantly absorbed around those appointments and being here. So when you see me here, it's not always that something has happened. It's that I might be following up with something that has already happened. But nonetheless, it's just really aggravating. I'm really tired. Of course, I haven't eaten since, yesterday. My mouth is really dry, and I just want this to be over with. So I'm just praying for the best. I never go in with a down attitude and negative. I never go under anesthesia like that or any procedure like that. So I'm just praying for the best. And if it should come out and it's not the best outcome, then I'll deal with it when I cross that bridge. I want you to look at my life and not feel sad and not feel down and not feel depressed for me. But I always want to give you some inspiration, motivation, and encouragement to know that look how I'm fighting, look how I'm doing it. So that if you should ever find yourself in this type of situation or somebody that you love, that you will be able to remember and gain some faith and hope from my story, so that you can move on and that you can keep going. Remember to always speak your truth, no matter what it is. Live your truth, no matter what it is, and be your truth. And this is the recovery story. Hold on. Okay, so I look a mess, and there's a reason for that, because I've been sleeping most of today. I didn't get a chance to get on here with y'all yesterday after the procedure. You can see this is how it started. It really went left. They started to do the heart catheterization in my neck, and for somehow the tubing wouldn't go through. There was some kind of blockage. Something happened, and I started bleeding, and it bled all into my hair, and it just was a real mess. So then they decided in the middle of the procedure that they were going to go in another way, which is by my groin, which, yes, it sounds really painful, right? Now, I'm woke the whole time. I'm not under full anesthesia. They just gave me, what happened was they gave me a Valium. And I never took Valium, or at least I don't think that I ever took Valium. And on the table, after this part, I started having a reaction. So I started throwing up. And I hate to say it, but the nurses that I had that were working with the doctor weren't that nice. So they were basically dismissing my pain and what I was going through. Just like, calm down, you know. And I'm like, I'm sick. I'm like, I'm itching. And they're like, you can't touch it. You can't scratch now. You can't, you know. And I'm like, I'm having a reaction like something is happening. But they were dismissing me. So after he went into my groin and somebody came over and lifted up the little thing and looked at it, I was all broke up in hives and everything. I don't know if you can see my arm now, but it is like completely swollen, still swollen. It just feels like dead weight. And so then I lost a lot of blood from the second part of the procedure. So I went back to recovery. Recovery is like an hour to 2 hours. And I got up and I did the whole walk thing, and I was still bleeding. So they were like, you got to lay flat on your back to stop the bleeding. So that was like more and more hours. I was there all day. And finally, the bleeding had stopped enough for me to at least be released. And everybody was really nervous because it seemed to me like somebody knew they made some mistakes, and they were just trying, you know, like, are you sure it's this? And are you sure it's that? And, you know, all the cleanup stuff that they do. So that is why I'm still in. You see me in this gown that you probably see me in yesterday from the hospital, right? Because I just came home. I was like kind of out of it, in a lot of pain last night. I took some pain medication, which helped me, and I zonked out. Then this morning, it was like I was still groggy from that and everything, and just sleeping, you know, just sleeping. My stomach wasn't really together, so I tried to eat. Then I got a bad stomach ache, so then I had to go through that for hours. It's just like so much. I feel like I've been through so much. Meanwhile, I had dialysis today, but I couldn't go because basically they want me off my feet for the next 3 days just so that I won't start any excess bleeding. And if you know anything about lupus, you know, like, every little thing is a double thing. So if I bump into something, it extra hurts. If you hug me, it hurts. If you put the blood pressure cuff on me, it hurts. If I get bruising, it stays forever. If I bleed, the bleeding is like twice as much as it would be. So those are some of the complications. Okay, and then the last thing I want to share is that, so it came back that the pressures in my heart were still like about the same. However, there is more damage to my other heart. I want to say my right heart valve or something, where it's not pumping, you know, correctly. And if those pressures in the heart can come down some, it will ease some of that up. So the solution, it looks like right now, is some medicines, another medicine. I'm on one lung medicine called Opsumit. It's called Opsumit. And I take that once a day, 10 milligrams. And now I'm going to be put on another one or another 2. So that's where I am. That was my little story about my heart catheterization going wrong. I know it's gone wrong because I've had it many times before, and you know, it was fine. So anyway, I'm just recovering, okay? And you know how we do on this channel, Malika Speaks TV. We don't just share the highs, but we share the lows too. There's a balance. So I know we've been putting out a lot of good content, positive content. I told y'all. And now, you know, we're going through this. So we just go through it. My messages are always to inspire you, motivate you, and encourage you. And maybe you could see through my life how you can find some inspiration through that, how you can find some motivation in it, how you can find some faith in what I'm going through, right? And that you can find that for your own life. So as always, speak your truth, live your truth, and be your truth.